Welcome to another episode of Greatman Ayilara teaching, where we seek simply to know. Please ensure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, turn on the notification button, and to share with your friends. Welcome to another episode of Greatman Ayilara teaching, where we seek simply to know. Please ensure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, turn on the notification button, and to share with your friends. Hello, everybody from all across the globe. My name is Greatman Ayilara, and you are welcome again to this particular session and a new episode. Today, we are answering a question just to kick off the week. So, this is like a fallout from previous broadcasts that we have done, where I spoke about violence. I mentioned it briefly, violence, and how violence could be blissful when we make use of it very well. Now, that is a fallout from teaching on evolution of action. You can do well to go down to the YouTube channel, find it out, and listen to it from beginning to the end so that you will be able to get yourself accustomed with our school of thought. Now, today, I'm going to be answering this question quickly, and I'll let you go. How can violence be a blessing? Now, there is such a thing as called peaceful violence. Peaceful violence. Every gift that was given to mankind at creation was given for a reason. It's just like a person trying to pray away their sexuality, the ability to have sex, just because over the time they have been wrongly taught that the energy of being sexually attracted to someone, even when they are not your spouse, is a bad energy. Now, a lot of time people have wrongly taught you that, okay, you don't think of people sexually, you don't fantasize about people. Those people are liars. Everybody can think. Even a little child that has never seen where someone is having sex before naturally have this instinct to be able to know what sex is at the time that nature has programmed them to understand this at the age of puberty. Nobody needs to teach you about erection or how your body had to feel. When you get to that age, you just manifest it. Now, what is left for you now is to manifest your sexual gift in the right way. Not necessarily because sexual gift is evil or is bad. The same thing with the gift of violence. Violence could be so awesome and so beautiful if only mankind know how to make use of it. Now, it is not what we have as gift or what we have as nature that is bad. It is how we engage all of this nature. Now, the gift of sex can be used positively and also negatively. Even the words that we say every single day can be used negatively or positively to create a future or to establish a reality. It doesn't mean talking is bad, just because someone's talking is very, very bad. So also the gift of violence. No matter how gentle you are, how peaceful you are, how loving you are, there is this inherent divine nature to be violent in you. Now, this violence, you can also find it in all the cosmic forces of nature and also the trees of the field and all the other creatures on this planet Earth. Now, a sea could be so raging and so stormy. Now, we say it is violent. Now, it is not because the sea is trying to get at you or wanting to kill you. It is just the nature of the sea to roar sometimes. When a lion roar in the forest or in a jungle, we make it look violent. But if you understand the animal's language, it might be in his best moment in life trying to have his fun. Also, some other cosmic forces of nature, like the sun, a planet so hot and all that, sometimes it becomes so very, very raging in terms of the heat. And you begin to wonder, have we offended someone? Why is the sun leaning on us and all that? Now, that's the violent part of the sun. But you know, sometimes also the sun could come at the right time. And even though it is violent on some people, to you, it is blissful. Now, it depends on how you perceive this gift. It depends on how you make use of it. It depends on where you direct it to and how you choose to make use of it. So, violence is one divine, inherent nature of every single man and woman on this planet Earth. You can either be violent in your action and be gentle in your thought, or you can be violent in your thought and be gentle in your action. You can be violent in your words and be gentle in the way you deal with people, or otherwise. Each and every one of us, no matter how meek, how humble, how gentle you have this violence inside of you. But what we are talking about is your divine ability to be able to make use of the violence that is in you, the gift of violence, positively. Now, a violent person occur to be belligerent and we don't want to relate with them, you don't want to move with them. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they are evil. Now, there's a difference between being violently destructive and being peacefully violent. And the kind of violence that we are talking about is the same kind of violence that people make use of wrongly as peaceful violence. Now, this kind of violence, you use it to move yourself at all costs from where you think you are right now and where you really desire to be. This kind of violence is a kind of movement, a forceful kind of violence that is being applied to you. Now, when you are living in your mortal state and your lower energy is being put to work, you will be using the gift of violence on other people. You get angry at the world. You get angry at every single person. You don't want to hear this. You beat your wife, you abuse your husband, you molest your children, you are quick to destroy with the words of your mouth your employer, your employee, your colleagues, and all that. No, that's not the kind of violence that we are talking about, even though it is the same violence that you can make use of positively. Now, the same energy of violence that is being deposited inside of you, no matter how gentle you are, easygoing you are, or whatever, can be used peacefully to better the course of your own life. Now, when you begin to apply this violence on yourself, you realize that you are applying it from the angle of love. Now, I want to get a project done, but I discovered that I have an habit of procrastinating. It is my duty to be violent in getting that thing done. If it requires me not to sleep early, if it will require me to study more, if it requires me to lower my pride and go after people who can help me, one way or the other, I am changing my nature in order to adapt to the dream I want to achieve. And that is not my natural self. I'm making use of the violent gift in me to pursue my career and the course of my life from where I am to where I want to be. And there's no way you can tell me that you've ever made use of the gift of faith without being violent. Being violent in terms of faith requires you to, against all odds, against every evidence that says this cannot be done, you just believe. Against hope, you believe that there is hope for you where you are. It takes violence, the peaceful kind of violence, for you to be able to be sure or to insist that there is a way where there is no way for other people. Now, the gift of violence, now, when being used to better the course of your own life, takes you from where you are to where you want to be. And this peaceful kind of violence, if you begin to now make use of it in other people's life, now what you're doing is that you are getting into a place of divinity on their behalf. Because what they think cannot get done, you are there encouraging them, you are there forcing them, you are there pushing them, you are there giving them a nudge to do the unthinkable according to their own standard. The same set of gift of violence. Now, human beings were raised, or we have been taught wrongly, to make use of our gift of violence to either destroy ourselves or to destroy others. We want something, we could not get it, and then we resort to destruction. We need to move from one place to the other, and we could not get it, then we resort to depression. That is how we can use violence to mess up our life. Now, a lot of people have written to me asking me that why do people fall into depression to the point of now taking their own life and all that? And I say, well, this is the reason why we seek to know. Seeking is a spiritual journey toward realizing your divinity. For every single human being that has not been able to move from the level of their mortality to the level of their immortality while they are still in the mortal phase, whenever this feeling of violence come on them, the next thing they think about is destructive thought. And in thinking about destructive thought, they apply the destruction on themselves by taking their own life. Now, it is a war of violence inside of you, the turbulence, the storm of violence. I'm not satisfied with my life. I need more acceptance. I should not be where I am right now. I need to move forward. I need to be rich. I need to be more popular. I need to be better than this. I need to get this. I need to get that. Because we are not able to now make use of the gift of violence correctly, we allow those worry to weigh us down to the point of losing interest in the very life we are hoping to get or we are hoping to live. And so we become destructive through the gift of violence. Now, it takes a man of highly spiritual mentality and consciousness to say, okay, now I'm dissatisfied with where I am. I want to move from here to there. And this violence is in me. So what do I need to do? I get more information, I relate with more people, I go out there and mingle with folks who are heading the same direction as I am. I meditate with myself, I contact my higher self, and I become better than I have been before for others and for myself. And in the process of trying to now find out how to get out of that storm, you are using the gift of violence to push yourself from your lower energy to your higher energy. Now, the lower and the higher energy, I've explained before. You can go through my YouTube channel under Action of Evolution. We've spoken about it extensively. The lower energy is you trying to manufacture the ingredients you need to survive in this world. So you make use of a lot of energy, excessive imagination. You make use of a lot of hormones, stress come on you, and you are always pushing people to do this, trying to push life to do that for you. But when you begin to work in the realm of your higher energy, the cosmic force of nature respond to the kind of signal you send out. The nature automatically respond to the kind of signal that you send out. Now, this kind of signal is what we call aura. Aura is an unseen energy that portrays to the unseen world or the environment or nature around you what exactly you are requesting from it. And you know one thing about your aura, it never goes wrong. It interprets your desire exactly the way you are thinking in your mind. That's why people get to a certain place, they meet with these people, they don't want to stay there. They meet with other people, they want to click with them. Now, their aura actually mingle and also commemorate with each other. They are vibrating in the same level of frequency. Now, the aura is what makes me like you without knowing you before. The aura is what makes me want to listen to you more and more because you are vibrating at the same level of frequency as I am. The aura is what makes me want to help you, what makes you want to listen to you, what makes me want to be part of your dream, your vision, and everything you do. The aura, we are vibrating at the same frequency of understanding, the same frequency of agreement. And this is what I want you to know. Bad people vibrate together, good people vibrate together, low mind people vibrate together, those who think critically vibrate together, positive people vibrate together, and negative people vibrate together. There is nowhere you are going to be lacking or become an orphan. with your aura emitting signal to the nature around you. Now, when you walk according to the aura, you have finished the work in your mind. The nature just comes with the higher energy to make you float. It's like an eagle floating or flowing or flying on the tides of the wind. Now, we are talking about how can violence be a blessing. Violence can only be a blessing if only you accept that it is a gift, number one, that violence is a gift. Now, because you have accepted that it is a gift, you now begin to see a better outlook regarding how violent you are. Now, the moment you agree that violence is a gift, whenever you want to erupt, you erupt towards positive actions. You get now? The moment you accept that being violent is a gift, whenever you want to erupt, you erupt towards positive things. You don't erupt against other people, you erupt inside of yourself to produce a better part of you. It's like putting a gold through a furnace of fire so that it can come out better. Now, it doesn't matter if you need to go for isolation, if you need to go for meditation, if you need to go for counseling, if you need to separate yourself. It is okay. Take all the time you want in the world. Do not listen to people that says that why are you trying to form that you are alone and all that. You see, if this is what works for you, allow the violent gift inside of you, the gift of violence, to produce a better version of yourself. Apply the gift of violence to your dream, where you are, where you want to be, the result you are looking for, and the process you are taking to get to that place. Apply the gift of violence to your status quo. Apply the gift of violence to your knowledge base. And above all, apply the gift of violence to your spiritual journey in life. Now, if you want a paper to burn very quickly, it is more advisable for you to put fire here and put fire here. Now, what is the fire you are putting here? The fire you are putting here is meditation. Now, if you burn through meditation to achieve your highest level of divinity, you will get there, but it might be slow. But if you are burning towards this side also, by living a conscious life, a life of knowing, a life of seeking, a life of constantly being careful of how you react to people, how you live with people, you realize that in no time you get to the middle and the paper disappear. You have burned away your mortality. You can see this paper represents your mortality. In mortality stage, you begin to use lower energy. Lower energy are energies that stress you out, that gives you hypertension, that kills your antidepressant hormone, that gives you so many diseases, that makes your heart breaks down, that gives you heart attack and all this. This mortal body produces lower energy that drags you. Now, how can you get rid of this mortal body while you are still living in this mortal world? It is by burning your mortality from both ends violently. Put fire here, put fire here. In no time, they burn together. But if you are only applying the gift of meditation, which is a kind of fire that you can use to burn out your mortality, and you are not being conscious of your action, your words, your thought pattern, and the things that you do, where you go to, what you listen to, you will burn out your mortality, but it might take a while. And don't trust your mortality. It has the tendency of destroying you before you burn it out. So what I always advise for people is to burn out their mortality through the gift of meditation. Spend some time alone by yourself. Spend some quiet time alone by yourself. Be meditating. And then anywhere you are, it doesn't matter that you are in a crowd. You can meditate while you are in a noisy place. There are methods to these things. We can meet in person and we take it from there. Now, you can also burn your mortality out by making sure that you are conscious of how you react to situations, how you behave with people, how you live among others. And when you are being conscious, now be conscious by putting yourself in their shoe. So you are burning out your mortality from this end and also burning out your mortality from this end. And before you know it, even though you are burning it to ashes in this mortal world, you are actually attaining your highest level of divinity by violently burning out everything that is mortal in you. Now, that is what the religious people call burning out your flesh or walking in the spirit. Can you see now? You do not walk in the spirit or burn out your mortality without the gift of violence in you. Now, this violence is the conscious effort to bring yourself from where you are to where you want to be, a conscious effort of becoming a better person. Yesterday, somebody spoke to you, Ashley, and you responded to them, Ashley. That is a normal human nature. You are living in your state of mortality. Today, say to yourself, I am making a commitment that any bad words I hear about myself, I will start from keeping quiet to ignoring. Then, if I ignore enough, when I get used to bad words coming to me without getting inside of me, I can be able to now start responding. Try it. You live in Lagos or traffic prone city, try it. Drive out. And when somebody tries to bash your car, if you escape, good. If you don't escape, stop and iron it out with it. But try it and say, today I will not use vulgar words. I will not respond with that same negative energy that is coming. Now, it is not easy. That is where violence coming. While you are behind the wheel, somebody is always trying to bash you. Somebody is trying to wreck your car. There are people you can call mad people, crazy people who are going through ordeals of life also. From the bonnet of your car to the bumper of their car, you can see a lot of bad energy, bad vibes. You did not offend them. They just send across greetings to you and send you home to your mother or your parent or your children or your husband. Especially if you are a woman and they see you behind the wheel, they say, now woman they drive, now woman they drive. It's women. Now, you know, you get so aggravated and want to react. Now make it an exercise for the rest part of this week and say, no matter how much bad words I hear, no matter how much bad energy you are bringing to me, I am going to be violent about my own better person. I will move from my state of mortality, from responding exactly as you have responded to me, to keeping quiet. You realize it's going to take you a while before you can now begin to turn a deaf ear to bad words or bad opinions concerning you. That is making use of the gift of violence in you. You will be behind your wheel and somebody will try to bash you and all. Every time you want to say wakai, yeah, and all of those things might want to come out of your mouth. But you realize it's taking so much energy for you to keep calm and not say a word. Just want to get home. They have frustrated you, you are angry, but you chose not to respond with the bad energy because you want to move from your state of mortality to your state of divinity. Now, you get used for this week, next week, to not responding. You will realize at the end of the day, make the evaluation. When they say these things, you don't even get affected anymore because you have trained yourself to hear and not respond. Now, it is not good for you not to respond. Some people will say, okay, are you telling us to be deaf and dumb? No, that is not what I'm telling you. I'm teaching you how to activate your immortality, your state of divinity in a very porous and corrosive world. Now you realize that first you have trained yourself to listen without response. The more you listen and respond, the more you go lower to the level of the person supplying you the bad energy. The more you go lower. But because you are violent, you have decided, you are more conscious of, I want to move from here to there. After a few weeks or a month, begin to respond. Now, instead of you to respond negatively now, respond with some kind of blessing. Respond with some kind of nice words. But say, all those F words to you and you just say, bless you, bless you, bless you. Create a better and a positive slogan for yourself. I'm not saying lie. Intentionally bless people when they curse you. Make it your own duty to intentionally reply curses with blessing. And you know what you're doing? You are actually sowing that blessing and you are reaping it back at the end of the day. Now, that is a lot of violent action you are taking against your mortal body to move to the place where grace flows around you, where the power of divinity now overshadow you. You get the point? Now, you are making use of the blessing of violence, not in a negative way, but in a positive way. Try it also in your relationship. Somebody offend you, you want to react negatively. Can you keep quiet for a while? Have you read it before that in quietness is your strength? When you get to a certain room and there are 10 people there and 9 people are talking at the top of their voice, and the only one is not talking, even though the 9 people talking are the wisest people in that room, you yourself will go to the one that is not talking because you believe that silence is one of the attributes of the wise people. Learn to be more quiet. And I tell you, it is not easy to be quiet. Being quiet is not being deaf or being foolish. Being quiet is being violent about your own status. You want to move from here to there. Many times online, I get a lot of cyber bullying, cyber attack, and all that. Sometimes my lower energy take control, but consciously I'm trying my best to respond bad energy with good energy. And this is what I have noticed over the time because I am violently becoming a divine being. My own energy is neutralizing whatever bad vibes is coming my way. Now you can save yourself of a lot of hypertension, a lot of stress hormones, a lot of things that go around the world right now that you have no business with by neutralizing every bad vibes that come to you. Now you first ignore and you keep quiet. Then you now learn to respond appropriately by giving out blessing instead of cursing because you have become violent on yourself. That is what I call peaceful violence. Ability for you to violently take yourself from the mortal state of when you kill me, I kill you back, to when you try to kill me, I give you life. And because you sow life here, you put life here, you put life here, you put life here, there is blessing from you here, you are always emitting blessing. You see, the nature give back to you what you are giving to the universe. So you be the better person. Be the better person. Say the right words. Be violently happy. Be violently grateful. Be violently blissful. Be violently blissful. Be violently active. Act in such a way that violence to you means peace to others. Unfortunately, we live in a world where people try to say, okay, I'm going to get justice for you. And while trying to get justice, they are causing a lot of havoc, war against war, people killing people, and all of that. We keep making this thing a kind of loop. It keeps going around. And we keep blaming the devil for what he has no hand in. We keep blaming God for what he has no hand in because we chose not to make use of the gift of violence effectively. So you are in a state of depression. Yes, that is violence inside of you. You can make use of it in a better way. All you need to do is to speak to someone or just simply ask yourself, what is nature trying to get out of me in this moment of my despair? A lot of wise men wrote their best quote in their moment of despair. What are you offering the world at the moment of your despair? That is violence going inside of you. Are you going to produce fruit that will last for a lifetime, or you are going to be generating bad energy through your lower force? It is left to you. And you can do this. It's a simple thing. Find a partner. I recommend you find a partner. And you say, okay, this is what I want to achieve for this week. I drive a lot. People say bad words to me. I respond a lot. My Facebook, when I speak, people come against me and all that. Now create a log with this person and say, can you watch my back? I am living consciously to attain my higher self. Now, please, can you watch my back? Can we sharpen ourselves together like iron? I want to be violent in moving myself from where I am right now, where being the bad person to being the good person in all situations. Watch my back, let me watch your back also. Together, we combine our little energies and it forms a higher energy. So when you are going away and beyond what you should, and you are using your mortal energy, that person is able to tell you, remember, we have an assignment to take. We want to attain divinity. Can you move higher? Can you ignore? I have a lot of people like that on my list. Elderly people that watch my back. When I react negatively, sometimes they come to my inbox and tell me, sir, you shouldn't have done this. I said, oh, sorry, yeah. And I was angry and all. Okay, take it down. Then to a point, I now began to now watch my own back on myself. You can't do it alone. You need the combination of people, working with people, networking with people, and working together with someone. I wish to meet you someday, but before then, please kindly find someone who is also having this idea of attaining immortality in the state of the immortal, who strive to get to their state of divine reality and work with them. That is what the scripture says, that iron sharpeneth iron, just like one brother sharpens another. Call unto the deep that will call into your own deep. Stop moving with people that watch on the surface, those who are led by their flesh, those who gratify the desire of this mortal state. Move with those who appreciate what spiritual journey is. Find a seeker around you in your locality and combine or join yourself with them so that two of you together can get to a better place. Be violent, but when you are violent, make it useful to you. Apply that violence to yourself. You have no right to be violent on others. That's what it means, that when you are angry, do not sin. Be angry, but do not sin. That says, be angry at your situation. Be angry at yourself. Be angry at where you are. Be angry that you need a change. Be angry that you deserve more. Be angry that your life is better than this. But do not sin means that don't pour that anger on people. Don't take it out on them. Settle it within yourself. And if you can't settle it, instead of you pouring it on people, talk to people about it. And surely there's someone there that the universe has planted right beside you that can help you through your lowest moment of mortality and take you higher. You need a companion. You have to make use of the gift of violence effectively. Till the next time I see you again, I want to invite you to volunteer with us in our program here at Crystal Love Foundation. We are starting our 2020 Global Volunteering Program, where those who have passion for sick children, who are passion for disenfranchised women, who have passion for fostering and mentoring teenagers, who have passion for grassroots development and also nurturing nature, like planting trees, planting gardens, and making sure irrigation flows well all over Africa. We accept you to come around with us and help us volunteer in your local area. There is a link I'll be posting behind this video. You can just click on it, fill the volunteering form, and also click the group link on it so that you can be fully integrated to our program at Crystal Love Foundation on our 2020 Global Volunteering Program. This is how we share love, practicing what we preach. And let's share this energy. Let's be violent in changing Africa for good. Not only this part of the world, which is West Africa, but all the rest part of the world. When we become active in grassroots development and identifying problem in our locality, solving it, surely this continent will be the best of all. And we don't only look for partner in Africa alone. If you live in diaspora, you have interest in Africa, please do volunteer with us. And for further inquiry, you can reach out to our central coordinator on WhatsApp, 08078384845, 08078384845. We will be expecting your form and your inquiry. May the center of the universe blossom over you. May the gift of life never depart from you. And may the source of life replenish you with much more. Grace be with you now. Have a nice night. Welcome to another episode of Greatman Ayilara Teaching, where we seek simply to know. Please ensure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, turn on the notification button, and to share with your friends.